Before this video gets started, let me just say I apologize for all of the farm sounds that are going on in this video. I am on my back porch where it is a beautiful day, and I thought, what a great place to video. And you can hear roosters and chickens and maybe even some goats, so my apologies in advance. I don't even hear it anymore. It's just part of my natural day. But to you guys, it might be a little distracting, so sorry. Hi everybody, Trish here from Pinky's Farm, and today I'm coming out with a very belated version of Friday Sews. I was away this past weekend with some sewing friends in Lakeland, Florida at the Quilting and Sewing Expo, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but I first just wanted to talk about the company that I was in, because we met on Wednesday night, and it was myself, it was Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, it was Carmen from Carmen Salome, and Michelle from Michelle Sews Again. And the four of us kind of met up on Wednesday night at the hotel and had kind of a getting to know you time in one of our rooms. Those three knew each other already and have done a lot of stuff together. I was the only one that had not met everyone yet. So stand by, my dog wants to come in. Sorry about that, I'm back. So anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about the friends that I met and the sewing sisters that I came to love while I was there. We'll just start with, most everyone knows Jen because she created this hashtag. But I had an opportunity to spend a weekend with Jen previous to the expo. And so I knew that she was just a lovely, fun, silly, creative person, smart, mother of 5, so she can juggle some stuff, and she was just a pleasure to be with when she came to my house, and she was still a pleasure to be with when we were roommates. So we had a great time. We just get along with each other so well. I mean, when I wanted Starbucks, she wanted Starbucks. When she wanted to go to a restaurant, I was ready to go to a restaurant. I mean, when I was ready to go to bed, we were both ready to go to bed. I mean, we were just like cut from the same mold. We're pretty sure we were twins separated at birth, except she's taller than me. She's the tall, beautiful one, and I'm the little short one. But anyways, just always a pleasure to be with her. Now, speaking of Jen, I must tell you the most wonderful gift that she brought to us girls that joined her for the expo. Her daughter Emma makes pottery, and she makes beautiful pottery. And we were lucky enough to get magnetic pin dishes that Emma handmade. So Jen, if you're watching, please tell Emma to check this out, because I want to say to her, not just thank you for your beautiful work, you are so talented, but I also want to say I have a platform, Poshmark, if you want to sell these, okay? I feel honored that I have one of the first few, but if she wants to market these, she needs to get in touch with me. They are beautiful, and she just brought us the greatest gift. I mean, it just being handmade and signed, and it's functional and beautiful. What more could you ask for? She also brought us, and I will show a picture here, of this really cool stand for all of our sewing, like pencils and markers and anything that will fit down in there. And I've got mine loaded with all kind of good stuff that you need to have at your fingertips when you're sewing. So that was a really smart idea. Now, I also want to give a shout out to Michaela. Michaela is number 5 in Jen's childbirthing order. And Michaela and her father popped in our last night there in Lakeland because they had to drop some stuff off to Jen that she needed, and they were on their way to somewhere else. And Michaela brought us, sorry, I just put my glasses on. Michaela brought us homemade cookies. So we sat on the bed, watched Friday Sews, and ate cookies that night. Yeah, that was a fun time. Just like 2 Twinkies sitting up there, stuffing our faces, and watching Friday Sews and enjoying it and laughing at people, watching you guys. It was really fun. So anyways, thanks Michaela. I mean, all of these daughters of Jen's are just like these creative and talented people. It's amazing. So I was a lucky recipient this weekend, wasn't I? Yeah, now let's get back to the expo. That was just really sweet. What I brought to people was a carrot cake. I had brought a little miniature cake, just a tiny little 2-layer cake for everyone to share. I don't even know if it was 2 layers, but I just brought it because that's what I do. I make cakes, and so just enough for us to have a little snack with a glass of wine the first night. And so that was a good little treat for everybody. And next time I think I'm gonna have to bring a bigger one. But it was also just a great pleasure to be with Michelle and Carmen. Now Michelle, let's talk about her. Michelle is beautiful. Her eyes twinkle. She just has a twinkle and like a countenance about her that is so fresh and beautiful and sweet. And she's funny and super smart. You can just tell immediately that she's super smart, super methodical, and colorful. Everything about Michelle shines. Her clothing are colorful, her personality is colorful, and she's just a beautiful person, and inside and out. So I enjoyed her company so much, and I got to take some classes with her, have some meals with her and stuff, and really enjoyed her company. Same thing with Carmen. Carmen is a little firecracker. She's just a little peanut. I mean, she's so tiny. There's hardly anything to her, but she is a little Latina. She's like the hot sauce in the group, you know. She is the hot sauce in the dish of the group. And I mean, she's so smart and innovative and such a great idea producer. And I guess that's how you say, she just comes up with great ideas. She's a thinker. You know, the group could be sitting around talking about a bunch of stuff, and you would see Carmen over there like this. And then out would come some great idea. And I just love that about Carmen. She is beautiful. You should see her beautiful teeth. I mean, she's got gorgeous teeth. But anyway, that's beside the point, because these women were so amazing to be with. And I just could not have ever found and been lucky enough to fall into a better group of human beings. So I'm looking forward to a long relationship with those sewing friends. And yeah, so that's mainly about them. Now I want to tell you what I made to take with me to the expo, because I knew I wanted some new clothes and some me-made items to take with me. And I knew the first thing I was going to need was some kind of a cardigan, because it was inside in air conditioning, which thank goodness I made something, because it was freezing as cold in there. So I ended up making, for starters, where'd my pattern go? Here it is. I made this little white cardigan with these lantern sleeves that I made from lace, and little patch pockets that were made of lace. And I made it nice and long because I knew I might want to bundle up in it at evening, at dinner, or if we're outside or inside the expo center. This is Simplicity 8847, and I made this version right here with the little tie in the front. The only difference is I put the patch pockets on it. But that is an easy pattern. It is a pretty pattern because the lantern sleeve is just so cute. Now I did put a band on the bottom of mine. I think they do just an inside band, but I wanted a contrasting band, so there's that. I made that, and I wore the daylights out of this little thing. It's pretty thick and pretty comfortable. So one night it was chilly in the room, I put it on and slept in it. Okay, the next thing I made to wear, which I did not get worn, but I still made it just in case I had an opportunity, and that was, let me find her. That was McCall's 7327, and I made this version right here. This is not the first time I've made this shirt. I've made it quite a few times, but this time I wanted it to be longer. So I actually started it where it began longer on my hips so that it would cover my bootay, you know, because I just wanted it to have really flowy down one side. So it turned out nice. This is kind of, I don't know if it's viscose. It's some kind of either polyester or viscose something from Joann's. And I actually ended up cutting 2 of them out because I had forgotten that I only need to cut a front and a back, and I cut it double. So I took the other one to Jen because, after all, she is my twin. So yeah, so I took one to her, and she can sew that up if she wants to, and we'll just have to be careful that we don't actually wear them on at the same time. Let's see, the next thing I made and was very happy with, highly recommend this pattern, was this dress from New Look 6866. And I made right here, this version. Now mine is slightly longer than that version, but what you can't see is it has a little tie here, and it's sewn where you make the little tie into, and there's a little hole beneath it. It's all finished. And then it's just real simple on the back. But the nice thing about this dress, it's long, has a center back and a center front, has center front seam. I did not put the pockets in. I kind of wish I had. I may go back and put pockets in it. But it's just really simple, and I just love the little tie, and it feels like a nightgown. The whole time you're wearing it, you feel like you're wearing a nightgown. That's always a plus in my book. So that was basically all the things that I made for the expo. I also wanted to give you an update on this dress, which you saw last week, and it was an epic failure. A lot of people said, I can't see the bottom of the dress because, you know, these channels chop us up. So here is the bottom of the dress. It was an ombre fabric from a Walmart roll. It's a very fine French terry, and it was from this pattern, McCall's 7948. And this has been such a popular pattern. I've seen it on so many people, and I really wanted one because I wanted to be in the game, but it just did not look good on me. I mean, this dress, just the bodice was not flattering to my bodice. So I spoke with Jen about it, and she gave me a couple of ideas of things I could do, and all my viewers gave me a ton of ideas of what I could do. So I basically took the lining out, took out these armholes, the neck, kind of redrew it, and just did it back together with bias tape. And so I will wear this dress now. It doesn't look quite as bad on me. I added the ties in the back to try and cinch it in, and it is cute. But, you know, I feel like with the Walmart fabric, you get what you pay for. So don't have too high of expectations. They're not the best performing fabrics that I've ever seen. So there's the status of that one. Definitely going to be able to wear that. Let's see what else. Now, I'm going to insert right here some pictures from the expo and from a meet and greet that we had with one nice lady from Ontario. We also met a really sweet lady named Marty, and I don't think I got a picture with her. But she was full of ideas, full of energy, full of life. And I shared a bunch of my leftover patterns with her. I had taken a few boxes of patterns to share with Carmen and Michelle. Jen had already been through them. And so I took those, and Marty was happy to get them, and she was going to keep sharing them with her sewing friends, so I was really excited about that. So she was a fun person, and so hi to Marty. If you're watching, get in touch with me here on YouTube so we can stay in touch. Here we are at the expo. We got our bags. We got our Starbucks. We're ready to go and learn some. Yeah. Because I have to go to the bathroom all the time. But we're going to learn some stuff and spend some money.
We are.
Yeah. See you soon. We did do a little bit of fabric shopping. So the first day after we arrived, we arrived on a Wednesday night. On Thursday, Jen and I had no classes. So we decided we were going to go thrifting, hit the Fabric Warehouse store, spend some time at Starbucks, etc., etc., etc. And that's exactly what we did. So first we went to Starbucks, then we hit the Fabric Warehouse. That's not true. We hit Starbucks and we went to a Goodwill Superstore. Have you ever heard of a Goodwill Superstore? Because I have not. And I was shocked because it was so big that it was like 3 Goodwills that I've seen. And Jen and I were immediately just distracted by the walls of dresses, just wall of dress and another long wall of dresses. And we kind of zoomed over and side by side went through every one of those little dresses and like, ooh, on me, on you, on blah, 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 on my daughter, and this stuff, this and that. We had the best time going through those dresses. And we really had intended to go in there to look at textiles, you know, sheets, shower curtains, things that we could make clothing from, but that dress wall just grabbed our eye, and it's the cheapest I've ever seen dresses at a Goodwill in my life. They were $5.99 each. So we both picked up a few things in the dress wall, and then we both bought some stuff, some other thrifted stuff that I'm going to have to do another video on because it's in the washing machine right now. But I did find a cute sheet that I want to make a romper like Jen's romper that she made from Laura Ashley. So mine will be pink and white striped. So she can be the blue sister and I can be the pink sister. And I found a really cute pair of shoes to go with them. So those will be in another video. But in general, I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give the Expo a 6. The problem with the Expo is that it was all geared towards quilters. Even though they did have classes for apparel sewing, I felt like they were mainly geared towards quilters. And I've been to this expo probably about 6 or 8 years ago, and it was the exact same this time as it was that time. And, you know, I'm hoping they can kick it up a notch and start getting more into apparel fabrics, because there's a lot more people doing apparel these days that would probably attend that type of thing if there was something geared towards them. Anyways, the classes were pretty much geared towards clothing, draping, fitting, and stuff like that. Now, I had 3 really great classes. 2 of my classes were taught by the same guy whose name I can't remember, but he was just the most creative and talented seamster, designer, dressmaker. He made costumes for On the Runway, and that was the name of the class. It was Straight from the Runway. And you know, you saw all these beautiful gowns that you see like at the Oscars. He remakes them, and he even remakes them out of fabrics that he thrifts from Goodwill, from bed sheets, from shower curtains. I mean, it was so refreshing to hear him say, don't ever turn down a king-size bed sheet in a color you can use because it makes a great lining. And Jen and I were just sitting there going, yep, we knew it all along. You know, we were just waiting for people to catch on. So that was really exciting. And so I had 2 classes from him. He also taught how to use your presser feet in unconventional ways on your sewing machine, like instead of the purpose that they were intended, and learned a lot of great tips from him on that. Then I had a class on using my serger, and it was a good class. Would I say great? No, probably because I did know most of it by then, but I did learn some things like how to ruffle on my serger. I had already learned that from Delilah, from Simply Delilah. I'll link her below as well. I watched her video on how to ruffle on my serger, and it worked really well. But they went back over that, and they talked a lot about differential feed, what it is, how it works, how to set your machine for different things. So that was a good refresher. I only had 1 class that was a real disappointment. The class was called Clone Your Clothes. I'm not going to name who the teacher was, but here's what bothered me about the class. We walk into the class and sit down and get prepared to learn how to clone our clothes, and we did learn some of that. But this is a teacher that's been teaching for 30 plus years, sewing, cloning clothes, pattern fitting, etc. And she had on the most ill-fitting top I've ever seen in my life. It was gaping all over the place, things falling out the front, too tight in the waist, wonky seams, gapping in the back. And I was just like, really? You're teaching us sewing techniques and your clothing looks like it just fell out of the Walmart shelf. It did not fit her. And that really just rubbed me the wrong way. And also some of the very untechnical terms that she used in describing how to fit things and body parts just kind of bothered me, because there's got to be a technical way to say things that's not crude, and I felt like it was bordering on crude. So yeah, I did take some tips away on how to retrace some things and, you know, clone the outline of some clothing, but in general, I want to give that class a poo-poo. It was a wonderful time, and hi to everybody that we met at the expo. You know, Jen got recognized a lot because she is the queen of this, and you know, we were just kind of like her ladies in waiting, you know, fluffing her train and adjusting her tiara for her, because you would see people just go like that, and they would see her and reluctantly come up and, you know, hey, aren't you Jen? And she was very welcoming and open, and people just so you know, when we say, yeah, we want you to connect with us, we really do. We really looked forward to meeting people, and we met some super nice people. And I'm looking forward to maybe going again next year and meeting up with this same group, just simply for the camaraderie. Don't even have to go to the expo as far as I'm concerned. Just want to get together with the people. So anyways, I think that's about it. I've gone on for much too long, but I want to say thank you, and I just love you, to all the girls that I went to the expo with, and I had the time of my life. So everyone's channels will be linked below, and before I go, I want to say, please go and check out the new store that has been opened by Maudie from Maudie Sews for Curves. She has opened her own leather store online. It's called inspiredleatherco.com. And she has worked so hard, obviously, to get the inventory for her shop. And her stuff is gorgeous. And she's got bags and pouches, totes, hats, earrings, all handmade leather by her and her alone. She hand stitches every single stitch in everything, in her hats, and sews her bags. And they all coordinate. Everything is color coordinated, and everything is stunning. So I want to say congratulations to you, Maudie. And I want to say, everybody, go out there and support your fellow sewer and follow her, check out her new store, and buy something. That would be the best idea. Buy something. Prices are very reasonable. All right. Until next time, y'all have a great weekend. We will talk to you soon. Bye.
Say hi.
Hi.